Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. I have a standard that I propose for a minimum level of shape that I think that every man could and should be in. There's really no excuse in 2025. And I call this shape ripped. And the way I define ripped in this setting is having some level of development on your entire body, some muscle mass built on your entire frame, because you're strong in your entire body, you train your entire body, and also low enough body fat to have abs and just some shape to your body, right? That's the standard. Okay, how far beyond that you want to go is your personal preference. You don't have to become a complete gym artist like myself. But the reason I suggest this for all men, why I say that you should do this, is not only the fact that I think every man at some point, dreamt about looking a certain way, having a certain physique, and this is completely accessible in 2025. Like there are gyms all over the place with perfectly symmetrical, fancy equipment for you to just, use and achieve your goals, and ability to go to stores and pick and choose exactly what you want to eat in these nice stores, right? It's not just this, it's also that I'm someone that thinks holistically. I have a holistic approach to life and everything that I do. So I never look at one thing one-dimensionally like that, or looking a certain way. I look about everything about that person, and I'm like, this way this person looks. What does it say about them? What did they have to do to get there? How do they go about their life? And also, what is their life experience like? So I'm going to tell you that not only is everything more enjoyable when you can stop focusing on things individual like this and find a way to tie it all together, but even if you'd be someone that's really focused on, I want to achieve a certain look, I'm going to tell you, the sooner you can think about how, for instance, forget what do I have to do to get abs and think, who do I have to become to always walk around with abs, you see? So in this video, I want to focus more on specifically this leaner aspect, okay? Because, the average gym goer is inconsistent, clueless, don't really try when they're there. But the gym bros that actually are into training and like to, have built some muscle and are strong and are good at training, it's very common though, not that good with a diet, kind of often quite fluffy, right? So I really, in this video, I want to talk about both some things that a person that is just walking around lean, ripped at all times, some things they do, and at the same time talk a bit about the experience, right? So I'll start there actually. I love being lean, okay? I just finished cutting some weeks ago, and I love it for a few different reasons. First and foremost is not first and foremost, but first I'll mention that, yes, obviously it's a look. I like the way it looks, being defined in a certain way. It's just a great feeling to really love the way you look. And I know that some people will cringe at someone talking in that way, but that's just because you're unhappy with the way you look, or you don't let yourself own things that are good about you. But just imagine, if you think someone else is like, that guy looks jacked, he looks like a beast, or you just think someone looks cool or whatever, and now if it's a look as in jacked, you know that's also connected. It's not just someone taking on a fancy outfit. It's connected to things they can do, things they have done, right? Now imagine having that feeling about yourself. You look in the mirror and you're like, I don't give a shit what anyone. It's not about external validation. I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks about this. I look fucking insane, and I know that this is connected to a certain disciplined lifestyle that I believe for a long time. It's an end result of putting in work for a long time. So it just makes you, do you see what I mean? Yeah, it's about the look, but you just feel great about yourself. And it's not just about the look, again, is the thing. For this, the second thing, it might be a personal thing for me, but I literally, apart from the look, just feel a lot better when I'm leaner. Even when I bulk up now, I don't get fat. I still have abs. I'm still at a healthy body fat percentage, but I just always have better energy. My digestion works better. I just like feeling slimmer around my waist. The only time it might be, because I think it's a little individual for people what body fat percentages, what they're like for different people, but it's also a body weight thing, I think, because when I was pretty much as lean as I'm now, but I was way smaller, years ago, I actually didn't like how light I was. I felt too light in certain circumstances. But then this last part again, one thing that I really like about it is, again, this not only what you have to do to get lean, but what becoming a lean individual, like that has a lifestyle that keeps you lean, what happens to you, who you become in the process. So I have some things written down here that a lean guy just does when they go about their life, right? So the first thing, even though we're focusing on the leanness now, the first thing that's got to be mentioned is resistance training, right? Because if you have low body fat and no muscle mass, you're not lean, you're just skinny pile of skeleton, right? So you gotta have muscle mass for it to even count, but also more muscle mass means a higher resting metabolic rate. It is easier to stay lean when you have more muscle mass, okay? So it's actually a great long-term strategy to not just lose weight but keep it off, is to put some muscle mass on. And there are so many indirect, not indirect, I mean, there are other benefits from the training. Like, I have to stop myself to not go on with it because we're just talking about being lean now. Okay, another thing that or the second thing that a perma-lean guy does is walk a lot, okay? The more you are on your feet, the more you're actually using your body to move around and not just sit and you're transported between different places. The more energy you're gonna exert, right? It's easier to stay leaner when you're just moving more, burning through more energy, right? So it's a lifestyle thing that obviously even a lean person will have to take a car or something at times, but an approach that when I can, I go for a walk. When I can take the stairs instead of elevator, I do, and so on, right? And so the last thing to add to that is it's not just about walking. It's a general love of movement, you know, apart from resistance training, at least 2 to 3 full body workouts per week, by the way. Apart from that and walking a lot, and you know, this lean guy knows that movement is life, you know, like the only person that doesn't move at all is a dead person, right? So this person, this shape, they just love to move. So they take opportunities. Like someone like me, I go out to do so many things outside my like hard training. I do the mace swinging. I would go out, just do some mobility drills. I would just go out and you just play a little. We want to have a little break between clients or something, right? Is this love of movement, right? So before I go on, you see that it's a lot about, we're not talking about steps to get lean, but things that you have to implement in your lifestyle permanently. This is the way of thinking that people do too much wrong. Like, what do I have to do to get there? It's like, who do I have to become? How do I have to shape my life? You cannot buy a weight loss. I say that sometimes because people see it as, I go on this thing to lose the weight and then I'm done. It's like, no, you have to change forever. Okay, fasting is my next point, and it's two things. It's both, if you can master the skill of fasting, like both intermittent and prolonged, you know, the way I can do, I've done so many different fasts, it's quite effortless for me. Not effortless, but it's like, I never worry about going through with a fast, and a lot of it will even be enjoyable, you know. But having mastered fasting like this, it's gonna be so easy to walk around, you know, feeling content, not being ruled by hunger. Like, I'm someone with great appetite when I eat, and I love everything I eat, but you see that it's always a decision when I eat. Even if I choose to indulge, it's never because I lose control or I crave it so much. The fasting has made me someone that is like can first and foremost differ very well between cravings and actual hunger. Also someone that just does quite well walking around not eating for long periods of time. So it's like, do you see what I mean? It's not that you have to be fasting at all times, but having mastered that skill is going to be, it makes it so it's very easy to deal with food. And the second thing is just the intermittent fasting lifestyle. I think as me as a natural lean guy, I think one of the things that keeps me lean quite effortlessly is that when I'm not bulking, I always delay eating until later in the day because I like to feel light. I like to train fasted or with like something extremely small that I don't even count as breaking the fast, right? So I think intermittent fasting, it's like it's one of these, instead of restricting calories, if you restrict the time of the day you eat, it's just more likely that for a lot of people, they end up, when you get used to it and you just see this as a non-negotiable, that's what I'm following, it's just a whole lot more difficult to end up overeating. And you see the point too that I make, that I don't do it as a strategy to stay lean. I actually enjoy structuring this way, but it goes into being this person, okay? I have if you didn't notice, I have a paper in the grass here with my notes. I should take this one first. The lean person, the way they approach eating and diet is from a place of purpose, not pleasure. okay? Because a lot of people, they think of like getting in shape, getting lean, losing weight, they think of it as a sacrifice, these things I have to give up, all this fucking toxic junk food and all this alcohol that's absolutely destroying me for a short-term pleasure. You know, that's how people think of it. While the lean person, especially someone like me that's been there, done all that crap and then changed, I realized that, well, okay, you can see the degree, oh, I sacrificed some things, but who actually sacrificed something was my old self that didn't make the effort to get into the shape and get to experience, have the amazing life experience that I have now, just because he wanted to indulge in eating crap and getting drunk and short-term pleasure like that. So you see, it's just a purposeful approach to the diet, and so, like, you see that it's not boring. I enjoy everything I eat. Like I said, I can even choose to go outside and eat something less than theoretically optimal at times, right? But I always, first and foremost, it's like I have been given one biological vehicle in this life. I'm not putting shit fuel into it. I have all these ideas. I know what I eat, how it influences my performance in the gym, how I feel and stuff. That's the place I'm operating from first, and then I really enjoy everything that I eat, right? And so the naturally lean or perma-lean person, they focus on whole foods, right? Like, even if you eat a lot, if you don't eat any processed foods, just real whole foods, it's just gonna be, apart from being healthier and feeling better and everything, you know, it's way harder to overeat well, like, if you put that as a rule, like, not zero, there are some degrees of processing foods also, but you have it as a rule that as much as possible I want my food as be as unprocessed as possible. That's like a natural regulator. Like, it's really hard to overeat on you know, steak, potatoes, some broccoli, you know, compared to whatever junk we come up with, donuts. A protein focus, okay? I'm sorry, sugar diet people, but the naturally lean person, you know, a protein focus, because first and foremost, protein is the only one of the calories, the macronutrients, that actually builds the kind of tissue that we do want. Muscle mass, obviously, but, you know, tendons, joints, ligaments, skin. So, you know, it's just a macronutrient that's way more likely to go to building something that you actually want than being stored as fat, right? But it's also the most satiating macronutrient, meaning that when you eat protein, it's going to be more likely that you stay full and happy and don't get like tempted to overeat. And it is the macronutrient that it actually takes the most energy for the body to digest. So you burn more calories as you digest protein. So effectively there are fewer, right? So the lean person has a protein focus. Like, that's always the important part. Even when there's some kind of, you know, not standard solution, it's always like, where's the protein? The protein goes first. Then whatever I can get after that. So 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal is often a good goal. 2 grams per kilo of ideal body weight would be a good goal. Higher wouldn't hurt. And generally, this person, they have a plan, okay? They have a purposeful habits. A lot of people, they just get the habits that are assigned to them, you know. But what I mean with this is that it kind of goes into the second point that I wrote, that I called it nutrition awareness. It's like, it's not just about counting calories or something. It's just like always having in mind, like, how do I put this puzzle piece together, you know? Like, okay, I have to eat something at work. Like, I have to cook and bring something, right? Oh, I'm gonna go to this event. I wonder what the eating situation is like. Or I need to eat this first before I go. Or I look up, oh, I can get this to eat there. You see, there's always something going into it, not just like floating about and letting whatever comes their way happen. They have a plan like this. And I mean awareness, as in always thinking, always, when I see what's coming, you know, my day, it's always like seeing like, gotta have a solution for food there, gotta have a solution for food there. Or, you know, it could be training too, of course, but you see, it's not just like this going with the flow. It's like taking account responsibility, not just like, oh, I couldn't eat because no, because you have awareness, you have a plan at all times. It's like when you do that, you're gonna notice that most of your excuses was just a lack of preparation. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And yeah, the last thing that should be clear after all of this is that the person that stays lean effortlessly for a long time, it's because they're actually doing what they do because they like to do it, you know. Like, I tell you that I like to be lean. I even say that I like the look of it, but the look, if the look let's put it, if I had my old life experience and I just had this body, it's like everything I have to do, it wouldn't be worth it, is what I'm saying. It's like, everything that I do, it happens to lead to this outcome, right? I like everything about it. It started, and that's why I said that when you haven't had the experience, you know, certain, you're just like, you're far away from it. You just want, you know, I just want to get in shape now. What I'm saying is that many times it's like some things, this like, it's hard. You cannot know. If you haven't been in a certain shape, you haven't had the experience. So maybe you can like kind of see what I'm saying. It's like, I'm seeing that lots of other good stuff happens in the process, right? Like I build a certain character, right? I build discipline. I get good habit. I get awareness of certain things that I do. So there are certain other things that are enjoyable about being in their shape, but it's still just an idea in your head, right? So it's like, yeah, at first you have to focus on like a plan towards there. You have to have a system to, you know, lose fat or build muscle wherever you're at, what you have to focus on. But you cannot just, the point is like, do not just think about how to get there. It's like, who do I have to become? What's happening with me? What things do I have to change? What will my life look like when I am this person that just walks around like this at all times? Okay, guys, that's it for this one. Please like and comment if you have any tips, any advice, any questions related to this, of course. I think I could do lots of diet and like lean weight loss videos. Like I've just done it. It's so fresh in my mind, you know. And right now I'm so enjoying it so much. That's the last thing. Just the process of cutting, so rewarding. You see peeling a layer after each fast when you do that way, right? Yeah, well, I do coaching, holistic bodybuilding coaching, getting jacked and stacked physically, mentally, spiritually, becoming that person, right? That is that person internally that manifests amazing, beautiful physique externally. So if you are interested, you can send me a DM on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. I'll get back to you with my different programs. You can pick up my training book, everything training, mindset, philosophy related you need to become a jacked and stacked individual. It's very much written to guide you to becoming this sort of person that we talked about in the video, right? And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Being lean is fucking great. I love it. Peace.